So I'm Leah Alexandron. I'm a HR business partner.
So my name is Maike Isaac. I come from Germany and I moved to Boston about 1.5 years ago. I'm a human rights analyst and a peace and conflict researcher.
My name is Magnus Drogset. I'm from Norway. I traveled here with my wife 2.5 years ago. I'm educated as an architect from Norway.
My name is Carolina and I'm from Brazil. I graduated in law school there, but I work with education for most of my time.
I'm Palma Scarcia and I come from Italy, and my major is marketing.
My name is Bori. I've been offering 3 of the classes that are part of the Career Connect on resume writing, interviewing, and networking. One of the classes that I teach with the Spouses and Partners Career Connect series is on resume writing. And the purpose of an American-style resume is to sell you to the interview. So it's a marketing tool which has to be customized to the job. And to that end, you have to make it catchy, so that it gets you to the next level of the process, which would be the interviewing.
It's really challenging looking for a job in another country.
The resume here was more of concentrating on myself, on my achievements, on a little bit of exaggerating, I would say. I was used to speaking in more of a team mode. I would say, you know, my team, I would speak that way. And I need to make a shift from speaking from a group perspective, a team perspective, to an individual, and focus on myself and my achievements.
The most important part of the resume is the bulleted list, where you highlight your work experiences, usually starting with an action verb. You should always think about your success stories and list them in this bulleted list. And you should always try to think about numbers, because metrics in the American culture are quite important.
I was forced to think how many events have I already organized, or how much did I cut in budget, or how many people have I attended, or how many students, you know, felt this or that way because things that I've done. So it was really important for me not only to put in my resume everything in numbers, but especially for me as a person to rethink about my career and to pull myself together and understand the importance of my work, and think about exactly what I was looking for here and how could I be helpful here, and maybe try to think try to think about gaps where I could fit.
Incredibly helpful in rewriting my resume was the brochure that Jennifer gave me in one of the Career Connect sessions, which has all the information you need in order to make it through an interview, to rewrite your resume, and to write a really compelling cover letter. I really read this brochure back and forward.
The most common error I have seen in resumes from this particular group of people is that they include personal information on a resume, and oftentimes they have their photos. And this is information which is not expected in an American-style resume, because this culture is very private. Another error that I have seen is using too many words. One thing you would want to always think about is to keep your resume short, to the point, clear, and concise. A standard size of a resume is 1 to 2 pages, not more, because no one will have the time to go through more.
Less sometimes is more. So when we create a resume, we have to think that the company, the employer that will have this resume in the hand, so they have to understand from the first look what we are and what we can bring to the company. So it's very important to think about every word that we are writing in the resume, and think that this resume is our business card. So it's super important to analyze everything, to keep, to really choose a great layout for the resume, and to write a resume with very meaningful words. And for sure, follow the instruction that MIT spouses can give us, because maybe sometimes we are not so conscious. We don't know how lucky we are to have this great support from them.